Hey guys, thank you for taking part in day one and welcome to day two of our 7 day journey together as we talk about prayer and as we explore revival with the desire to see God send revival again. So I hope that yesterday was very beneficial for you as we looked at the Asbury revival there at Asbury College in 1970. And I hope just some of the things that you saw and read and interacted with and prayed just put a hunger in your heart for God to do it again. Well, today I want to talk to you guys today about the Jesus movement. And when the Asbury revival took place in 1970, it was at the beginning of what now is referred to as the Jesus movement. And have you ever heard the term Jesus freaks before, or Jesus people? Those terms came out of the Jesus movement. In the late 60s and the entire 1970s, there was this sweeping rebellion against culture within the church by young people who were former drug addicts and hippies who were just getting saved and radically converted to Christ. And the only thing they knew was just to be obedient to everything God showed them. And it was an amazing movement of God in our nation where literally hundreds of thousands of young people got saved and radically committed to Jesus Christ. And it culminated in an event called Explo 1972, where Billy Graham preached to thousands upon thousands upon thousands of young people to let their light shine for Jesus Christ. And I'm just believing God again for another Jesus movement, for another great outpouring of His Spirit where people want to be radically committed to the Lord Jesus Christ and somewhat be countercultural to even what you find in the church a lot of times, which doesn't always represent New Testament Christianity. Leonard Ravenhill once said, if we are content to live without revival, we will. And I hope, friends, that we are not content to live without revival. I despair at the thought of living my life and not seeing God do something that the Lord has told you to do that you're not doing. Is there any area of obedience? Is there any person that you need to share Christ with that you haven't? Or is there any little area that the Lord has told you to do that you're not? Let's be radically obedient to the Lord Jesus Christ. Let's go against the tide. The Jesus movement was a time where music in the church changed, and you saw Christian coffee shops show up and just a whole new genre of Christian music, and just things begin to happen. And I remember as I close out this video, I heard a story one time about these young people who were saved in the Jesus movement were on a street corner telling people about Jesus. And they were, I don't know if they're handing out Christian newspapers or literature or whatever, but a Christian came up to them, a gentleman who was dressed very well, suit and tie, and came up to one of those young people and in the Jesus movement and said, "Excuse me, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing?" And the young person said, "I'm doing what you talk about doing." And so, we've talked long enough about prayer and sharing our faith. It's time just to do it. It's time just to execute. It's time just to go out in faith and obey the Lord. And so today, would you join me in praying for another Jesus movement? And would you join me today and just saying, "Lord, whatever you want, I'm going to do it. I want to live with a fresh desire to obey you in every single thing." Hope the rest of the content from this day encourages you. Please stay tuned. It's going to be a great day. God bless.